Hello, magical ones. Welcome to the Fairy Stitch vlog. I'm Fairy, and welcome to this episode of a DIY. This is going to be a little crafty for our Faystone Garden project. So it's a project for the project. And today I'm going to create, which I hope was going to be a successful, useful bird's nest. So I'm winging it. I don't have an actual plan. I kind of came up with this idea yesterday, and I didn't practice it. So any mistakes I make, you're gonna see. Anything that's successful, of course, we can do. So all I can tell you is what I'm gonna start with. I may add stuff to it. So if you want to make one on your own, terrific. Feel free to gather the supplies and let's see how it works. So today I wanted to do this project. I'm hoping that the birds will like it because other birdhouses that I've made weren't so successful. And granted, we are in the 1st of June, so I mean, maybe the nesting season is already over. I don't know. But birds need nests throughout the year anyway. So I'm thinking of more like for winter, if nobody makes it their home now, maybe later they will. So anyway, what I'm starting with is 2 different size hanging plant baskets. This is the basket, and this is a smaller one, and then I've got a bigger one here. Let's see if we can compare them together. Oof, try to squeeze them into the screen, but here you can see one's a little bit wider and a little bit taller. That's the dark purple one. So what I did is I spray painted them. So they're just silver wired plant hangers. And then I spray painted. So the little one I spray painted a pink. And then obviously the bigger one is the purple, the dark purple. And I'm going with an Alice in Wonderland fantasy theme on this. Because where I'm going to hang it, I'm hoping to transform into my Alice in Wonderland fairy area as part of the garden. So I thought I would go ahead and make the prop while I was thinking of it, while I came up with the idea. So again, I'm using 2 different size baskets. I took the chains off of them, and I am going to replace one of the chains. So I'm trying to plan it ahead, and I'm kind of fumbling around here. But I think what I'm going to try to do is try to make it as warm as I can, and that way it's one big enclosed nest. That's the idea. And I'm hoping I can do it with what limited supplies I've got. So first of all, the pink one being the smaller one, I'm going to wait and put that as the top. So I'm going to set that one aside for right now. Let me put that over there. Whee! Okay, charcoal is sitting here watching me. Sort of. Okay, so here's the base. I'm going to use the bigger one as the base. It does have a hole in it, but I'm going to fill it. So what I was thinking of doing is I'm going to cut some fabric as a liner. So let me go grab the fabric real quick. So I have this really fluffy pink, purple, aqua blue fuzzy fluffy fabric, which I've never used for anything. I think when I was going to use it as either make a cat bed out of it, or maybe I was going to make a stuffy out of it, a little monster toy. I don't know. I have a bunch, so I can do more if I choose to. I'm only going to cut off a little bit of this. I just want to put something as the base. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to cut just a square. So I got my scissors. I'm just going to cut a square of this. Okay. And I'm not measuring it, I'm just eyeballing it. So I've got a square. Now the idea I was thinking of was to line it like this. That way it holds in it covers up that bottom hole. So let me get this out of the way. Ugh. Okay, so I've put it on the bottom. I think that should be good. I want to keep it as natural as I can so the birds will like it. But I've just, like I say, I'm winging this. So what I thought I would do is, since I have some of this bird nesting material, and this is all I've got, so what I thought I would do is, now that I put the fabric in, I'm going to use some of my doll stuffing, which I have to use sparingly. But I was thinking, if I line it like this, if I do that, that might not be enough fabric. Let me think here. Okay, you know what? I don't think it's going to be enough. Okay, I'm going to save this scrap for something else. And I'm going to recut. Oops. Okay, I'm going to cut another section. I'm going to try to make it bigger. Okay, so the idea, I think what I want to do is to cover from the bottom up to this section here. This is wire layer, this first wire layer. That way the base from here to here is covered a bit, and I can wrap the fabric through, and then I can tuck all that stuff in. Otherwise, I think this is just going to eventually blow or fluff out. So I'm going to do this. So I need to make it bigger and wider. So let's come down here. Okay, let's cut this up. Oops. Okay, let's see. Alright, so I'm putting the fluffy colored part down at the bottom because as it's hanging, I want to be able to see this. Whoops, I want to be able to see this as it's hanging up off my rafter there. That way I'm not looking at, mess or fluff or anything like that. And I'm just going to kind of tuck it through. The birds have to be able to get in here through these holes. So I've got to make sure that I leave them access area. So, I mean, they can fly through these little holes to get in. So that's good. All right, so that way. Yeah. So then we've got it, the base is covered. So then I can add some of the fluff and the fiberfill fluff. And that creates a little more padding in here for them. And then I've got this. And so what I'm going to do is take this and put it in here. I think I kind of break it up a bit. Because I remember last time when they birds actually built one of their little nests in one of these hanging planters, they actually created a little tiny cocoony kind of thing. And if I had one, because you can buy them, if I had one, I would just put it in here, but I don't have one. So I'm trying to make this as best I can. Okay, so I put it in, and I already have some sticks and stuff. But let's see. I'm trying to remember how on earth that other thing they made looked. I think it was like a little cocoon kind of thing. So if I can maybe I can just use the nesting part and create a little hut. Whoops. I'm pulling the fabric. Okay, let's see. So it kind of makes it look like a little nesting, but it's not enough. It's not good enough because okay, so that creates a little bit of a nest in there. I think we need to add a little bit more fluff to kind of, because I'm thinking of warmth. And if the birds do like this, and hopefully they will, they can add to it, of course. They could add all sorts of stuff in here. So hopefully this will work. Hopefully this will encourage them to make a home out of this. Okay. So I'm trying to tuck some of the fabric or the fluffy stuff, the fiberfill, around it to add a little more warmth, kind of make it more compact. Okay, so this is kind of how it looks at the moment. So they can fly in through and, get in here. Okay, so then the other idea was to make it more sealed. So what I was thinking was, what I was thinking was adding more materials. That way I can put the top on it. So I need to figure out what I'm going to do. I've added some more fluff, as you can tell, and it's starting to look like a dessert. But I added some more fluff, and then I've got some of this raffia. And since it looks like hay, it looks like straw, I thought this might be good to kind of put along the top. So It gives the illusion, gives, you know, the idea, the illusion to the birds that it's, you know, that there's straw, there's string here. So I'm going to put this here. Oops. Okay, so I'm just kind of setting it on top of the fiberfill fluff. So it makes it a little more decorative, but also I'm trying to add some weight to the fluff so it doesn't blow out and doesn't get away. So the other thing is, and once I do the top, I'm hoping that too will help. So what I want to do is grab that. Okay, so I got the top basket, or it's going to be the top. So what I'm going to do is see how this works. Okay, so I'm setting it in here. So far, so good. And I'm hoping that will hold some of the fluff in there as well. Then I've got these little cable ties, these little plastic cable ties. So I'm going to use these to try to cinch the two baskets together. So let's see how that works. Okay. And I'm going to tighten them once I get it in position. Whoops. If you don't have cable ties, you could use fishing line wire, or you know, maybe tool wire or something, or just really strong string or cord. It's just these are what I've got, and this is kind of like my go-to. I usually use cable ties for a lot of stuff, especially things to do outside in the garden. So let me keep wrapping this. Okay, let's make sure it's in there. It's holding everything down. Tuck everything in. Cinch them. Okay. Not bad. Okay, it looks like I might need a couple more cable ties just on the back, and I'm going to have to get some. I don't have them at the moment, so I will do that later on my own, but I'm going to trim these cable tie tails. So let me cut these off. There we go. Trims those off. I do have some cord here. I could use that. It's going to be in the back, so it might not be seen. So maybe I could do that. I don't know. But I've got this, but it might work. It might work. I mean, nothing's forever. Nothing's permanent forever, but if I can make it last, and just trim them off. Okay. Okay, so that secures it. Cool. Okay, so then I do want to put more in here though. So now that it's in there, I can maybe fill it up with something else. I'm trying to think what else to put in here that would be safe. Okay, we'll be back. I grabbed some twigs and some broken branch roots, some kind of heavy little things. So I'm thinking if I can tuck them in, maybe if I can break them, maybe I can put them in, and then that'll help add some weight as well as some cover. So let's put these in here. Oops. Come on. I want to think about it. Thank you. Just a bunch of little roots and branches and stuff. And you tuck them in. It adds weight, but it also makes it look a little more authentic. It makes it look a little bit more like an actual nest. I'm hoping. I'm hoping. Okay. So we're just putting it together. Okay. Just a little bit more. Okay. So, all right. All right. So it adds a bunch of twigs and brambles to it. And then the nest is still right in the center. And like I say, hopefully the birds will like it. They can add stuff to it, you know. This just gets it a start. This gets it to the beginning stage for them. And I'm hoping this will work. And I'm trying to make it as warm and comfy as possible. So hopefully this will be beneficial. And I've got twigs in me. So yeah. Okay, so then the other thing I forgot was the chains. So here are the chains that came with the basket. It's got its hook at the top. It's got the 3 little hooks at the bottom that I got to reconnect. I spray painted it pink, so now I've got to reattach. So I'm going to attach it to the bottom basket instead of the top one. I don't want to pull that weight, so we're going to use the bottom, but I just got to position it in such a way that they'll hang without a problem. So let's do this. Oops, there's one. Let's do this here. two. And then the third one, I think we'll put over here. Try to balance it out as, whoops, evenly as I can. Here we go. Okay, whoops, lost a stick. There we are. We're losing the sticks. Darn it. Get them back in here. Okay, so then it would hang. Let me come back. There we go. Yeah. And it'll hang up. Time to get hung. Okay. So yeah, it would, you just hold it out and you hang it up. So hopefully the birds are going to really like this. I hope so. And that way we create this cute little home for them. So I think this is a cute idea. I hope they like it and make use of it, and we'll let you know. So again, a cute little project. Like I said, I wasn't sure what I was gonna do or how to do it, but it didn't take that much, and I used everything that I already had. So repurposing. So yeah. So I hope you find that successful and fun for yourself to make one. Great to do with the kids as well. And granted, you can, fill it. Like I say, if I had more of the nesting, I would fill this completely. And if I can, I will add to it later. But for now, this is all I can do because this is all I've got and I can't buy any more at the moment. But if I can get more nesting material, I will continue to add at least around like a half open, a half eaten donut, I'll just put a little bit more on the top and kind of fill it to give it more protection. So that will be the goal if I'm able to. But at least this way I have something to start with. And like I say, the birds might add to it themselves. So, we'll see what happens. So, anyway, I appreciate you watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you have, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It's terrific. And you guys are very much welcome and appreciated. And if you'd like to donate to us to keep us going and help us buy the stuff that I need to continue these projects, you can do that using our PayPal link, which is on the channel in blue. And again, just mark donation on it. And if I can, if you send me an email and answer message, I'll be glad to send you a little free online gift as a thank you. So please include a email that I can do that. And again, thank you so very, very much for watching this. We hope that you will get out there and enjoy the birds, enjoy nature, connect with the fairies. That's the main thing we do around here. Try to connect with the fairies. Because remember, birds can be either little transportation for fairies, or sometimes the fairies can turn into a bird. They can transform into a bird. So you never know. You might be helping a fairy. This could be a fairy house. This could end up being a fairy house too. So either way, I'm happy. So thank you so much for watching. We hope to see you in the next video. Please subscribe. Have a fairy day. Bye bye for now.